I got a call. I was going to an appointment and meeting my sister, and I saw my sister, and she said, "You have to go home." I have chills even talking about it. Instantly, I knew something was wrong. I didn't quite pinpoint it yet because Lisa was supposed to come home that day. He was going out on tour. And I raced back home, and I think I ran every red light there was trying to get to my house. And the phone was ringing, and it kept ringing, and it kept ringing. And it's in one of those horror movies where you're trying to get the key into the door and you can't, your hands are shaking so badly that you can't find the hole to get the key in, and praying that the phone doesn't stop ringing. And I get to the phone, and it's Joe Esposito. And I will never forget this. And he says to me, "You know, Priscilla," and I go, "What?" And it seemed like it was forever, you know, for him to tell me. And I'm going, "What?" And he goes, it's Elvis." And I knew right then and there that something horrible had happened. And then when he told me that he was dead, it was like waking up from a nightmare and hoping to wake up from a nightmare and saying, "This is a joke." And I broke down, and I couldn't believe it. I dropped the phone, and I just couldn't, you know, believe that he died. And I had such mixed emotions.
Lisa was at the house at the time, which for a 9-year-old, what a devastating thing to go through.
Right. She was actually out on the golf cart, driving around with her friend. And I remember looking out the window and thinking, well, is that normal? Is that something that I have to be concerned about? Is, you know, seeing her with her friend and just driving all over? And then I realized, you know, that was her way of escaping, because the house was filled with such mourning, such disbelief.
I had my own golf cart that my father gave me, and the key with a tag with my name on it. It's worn out completely, and it was kind of my key to terror, freedom. That key was my life.
And I had such mixed emotions. I remember being on the plane, his plane going back to Memphis, and feeling such anger, you know, feeling so many emotions of, how could you do this? You know, how could you do this? How could you leave us? How could you promised, you know, it's just something you never feel that was ever going to happen to him. You just never felt it. And hearing his father literally howling, you know, for his son, I can't even describe, I can't even go to where it took me again. It's like walking in a maze by yourself and in disbelief and feeling this spiral of going downward and never feeling you could come out of it, because Elvis was always there. You just never thought that was going to happen. He was so young, 42 years old. And I think that's the other thing that you look at. You realize how young he was to leave us, you know. And I think that was the day the whole world mourned. There was such an emptiness I think I felt for months after that.